And these same women who refuse to take some notes are going to be and have been the same women who end up getting played later on down the road. And they're like, I don't understand how any of this happened. I gave my all. I gave him 7 children. I gave him this. I was his lover and his secretary working every day of the week. And you're just wondering why, like, you got played. You got played because you didn't play chess. You played checkers, if you played anything at all, and because you don't understand male nature. Anytime any of us have gotten played by a man, typically it is because we didn't understand something about male nature. It just is what it is, myself included. A lot of this shit is trial and error, okay? So you're either gonna learn from your mistakes, learn from the mistakes of other people, or you're gonna keep getting got out here. It's that simple. I'm sure by now, most of you know who Shera Seven is. So apparently a lot of people are doing stitch videos talking about she's dangerous and y'all need to stop listening to her and she's a witch and all these things. I'm just gonna throw in my 2 cents what I feel about Shera Seven. Now, first and foremost, my thoughts about dealing with men, my stance will always be stay the fuck away from men if you can help it. Learn how to do things on your own so that you don't have to ask them for anything. That's just me, right? I go out of my way to learn how to do shit. Like, y'all will take a look at me and not know that, like, I can do a lot of stuff. I can fix a lot of things around the house. I just started doing like little woodworking. I built me a deck last summer by myself. I know how to change out ceiling fans and, doing yard landscaping work. I know how to do all this stuff. Like, first of all, I enjoy doing it. And number 2, the other reason why I do it is because, if I don't have to ask men and deal with them, I'm not going to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes down to, like, learning how to repair my roof and all that, I'm going to do all that shit by myself. Like, seriously, right? Because I enjoy it, and also I don't want to ask them for anything. So that's what I mean when I say stay away from them if you can, right? Because they're dangerous, and you just have to be really picky with the types of guys that you associate with, because things are about to get worse for us. The more we are independent, the more we can take care of ourselves, the more unhinged a lot of these guys are going to become. And I think women should get wrapped up, you know what I'm saying? And be able to do things on their own, because a lot of times guys typically don't do anything for you without expecting something anyways, and some of them will take with force if they feel they're owed something. I'm just saying, right? So I'm going to say stay away from men. However, if you're not going to stay away from men and you need them for something and you're going to deal with them under whatever circumstances you want to deal with them, Shera Seven's message is absolutely dead spot on. If you're going to deal with them, that's how you need to deal with them. It just is what it is, right? There is no right or wrong. There is no whatever. I'm just going to say all the people that have a problem with Shera's message, I'm going to tell you what I think, who I think these types of people are. The men who have a problem with Shera Seven, obviously, are typically broke, dusty, or they could be men that got money and status and power, but they still want to be able to control a woman. So they don't like her message because it's going to empower women to not be used, abused, and controlled, right? A lot of these men know they don't measure up. The higher women raise their standards, the less options women are going to have. That is a fact. Most guys know that they can't and won't rise up to meet those standards, and they want access to you. They want everything you have to offer. They want your body. They want control over you. They want all of that. If they look around and they see women are leveling up and women are knowing their worth and they're requiring things of them, and they know they can't get it, they know they're going to miss out. And so that's typically the number one reason why any man has a problem with this mindset. I can assure you that men who actually got daughters and who actually give a fuck about their daughters, they're teaching their daughters the same shit that Shera is teaching them. I can assure you of that. If they actually care about their daughters and they care about their daughters' well-being, safety, independence, all of that, they should be teaching their daughters the same thing, right? So these are the only men who care. Then there are certain types of women who have a problem with her message. On one hand, they're saying it's dangerous, which can be true. But on the other hand, these women, in my opinion, they believe in struggle love. They support struggle love. They believe you're supposed to get your ass beat. You're supposed to get cheated on. You're supposed to be lied to, gaslit, all of that. Because if you show how much bullshit you can handle in your relationship, that makes you a worthy wife, right? It makes you a worthy child of God and all this other bullshit. I'm trying to tell y'all, don't listen to those women either, because at the end of the day, they're jealous, most of them. A lot of these women don't know how to get men to take care of them. They don't know how to ask men to pay bills. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I used to have a lot of female acquaintances and friends, and they all used to come to me and ask me, how did I always get men to pay bills or to buy me cars or whatever I needed when I was growing up? And all the way up until really up until now, really, actually. My last boyfriend / fiance, listen, he made more money than me. He paid the bills. Like, it just is what it is. Like, he paid the bills. I had a little old Chrysler 300 at the time. He had a brand new Silverado, and I used to drive that bitch like it was mine, okay? And he paid the bills, and anytime I needed something, I had it. If I didn't want to work, like during the pandemic at first, in the very beginning, you know, I was in nursing school. I didn't have to work. He had it. He took care of everything, right? I would go like weeks, couple months without even going to work. I still had jobs, but I was like contingent, and I went when I wanted to. So, you know, but I've always been in situations like that. Like, I never in my life dealt with a man who didn't make more money than me, number one. That includes a very wealthy man at one point in time in my 20s. And so my friends used to watch me get spoiled. They used to watch guys pay the bills, buy me whatever I wanted, and they used to come and ask me like, how do you do that? And I'm like, you just ask. You got to have the confidence, right? So a lot of what Shera is saying is so funny that I understood how to implement this when I was younger, even though I didn't know that I knew this. Like, if that makes sense. I just grew up around a lot of women who got played and used and abused by men. Some of them leveled up and learned how to deal with men, and they, you know, I watched them level up and learn the shit. And then a lot of it was just trial and error. I realized I would date, I would realize what worked with men and what didn't. But I grew up in the niggas ain't shit era, right? And a lot of the women around me just had that mindset. And so I kind of adapted the same mindset, because I watched a whole lot of men not be shit. They were all cheating. They were beating their women. They were gaslighting, even though we didn't use the word gaslighting back then. That wasn't really the term. I forget what the term was, but you know what I mean? They were doing all these things, and I'm like, I don't trust men no way. So if you're going to deal with them, you know, you might as well get what you can out of them. They're absolutely using you for sure. Even the so-called good guys. Men are using you. The good ones, the bad ones, whatever. They marry y'all for the wrong reasons anyways. They're the right reasons to them, but if women really knew the real reason why men got married, a lot of y'all wouldn't do it. That's why a lot of us are opting out. The ones who know men and understand their nature, we don't take men seriously. And Shera Seven is like, listen, get your bag. At the end of the day, have your own. If you want to get married, get married. She says she's pro-marriage, all of that. But just be smart about it. A lot of you guys are like, I want to be a stay-at-home wife. Fine, be that. Make sure you got a secured bag, though. For when, I'm going to say this on my channel a lot, for when that man wakes up one day and decides you're old and he wants him something young. Because that's typically what's going to happen. That's already happened to most housewives. It just is what it is. So when that happens, be prepared to take what you can from him in court. Have you some money stashed. All of that. Have a backup plan. Have a backup degree. Whatever. Always be able to take care of yourself and your kids when this shit is over. Because it's going to be over sooner or later. And I'm not saying that to be negative or cynical. It's just that in life, the one thing that life teaches all of us, if you're paying attention, is that absolutely nothing lasts forever. Every person, everything all around the world, all has an expiration date. Marriages end, relationships end, jobs, careers end, friendships end, everything, human life, everything is going to end. So be good walking up out that door with some dignity once that man come home and decide I'm leaving you for a 19-year-old. I'm just saying, if you're gonna deal with men, Shera Seven is absolutely the way to go. If you don't want to deal with men and you're done, Princess Clark is the way to go. Some of us, like I said, we still deal with them when we need them for something. You know, I deal with men when I want to use them for something. I'm just being honest. But for the most part, I'm out here learning how to grow my own food and how to, you know what I mean? Like how to build shit. I'm getting ready to build me a gazebo. I'm getting ready to build my own bed frame in like a few months or maybe a month or so. I got a lot of stuff I want to do. I want to learn how to do this shit by myself, because when times get really fucked up, and best believe it's finna get real fucked up out here, I don't want to have to deal with them, right? I'm just sharing my thoughts on Shera Seven. There are some things that she said in the past that I don't necessarily agree with, but for the most part, I would say like 99% of what she says is just facts. Like you either have the confidence to deal with men in that way, or you don't. And the only women I see that have a problem with this are women that lack the confidence and to deal with men in that way. They're bound by their religions. They're bound by being controlled. They believe that men are superior to women and all that. You know what I mean? Women who are just lost in the sauce out here. They really don't understand. They're naive. They don't understand life. They don't understand how the world works. They don't understand how men's minds work. And these same women who refuse to take some notes are going to be and have been the same women who end up getting played later on down the road. And they're like, I don't understand how any of this happened. I gave my all. I gave him 7 children. I gave him this. I was his lover and his secretary, working every day of the week. And you're just wondering why, like, you got played. You got played because you didn't play chess. You played checkers, if you played anything at all, and because you don't understand male nature. Anytime any of us have gotten played by a man, typically it is because we didn't understand something about male nature. It just is what it is, myself included. A lot of this shit is trial and error, okay? So you're either gonna learn from your mistakes, learn from the mistakes of other people, or you're gonna keep getting got out here. It's that simple. I'm not sugarcoating nothing on my channel. A lot of y'all get played and will get played by y'all's husbands in the future because you're not playing chess. That's why. It's always going to be chess, not checkers, okay? That's how you keep from getting played. Now, that's it. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. I support her message. If you're going to deal with men, I support her message. If you are not going to deal with men and you're done or whatever, okay, the Queen Maker on YouTube. Check her out. Fucking love her. Sin G, Sin G is not on YouTube anymore, I don't think. But, they're going to tell you the real deal. I'm a newcomer. I'm going to tell y'all the real deal as well. Like, listen. What they say, either play or get played. Eat or be eaten. Unalive or get unalived. Y'all know the real word, right? You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is out here. So you're either going to win at this game, because it is a game, whether you want to play or not. You're either going to win or you're going to lose at it. It's up to you what you choose to do. Y'all leave your comments below. Let me know what y'all think about Shera Seven. I fucking love her. It just is what it is, right? And I'll catch you guys in the next video.